Can you stay in the Army with a GOMOR? As many cases are, it really just depends. There are two ways that we see people with GOMORs in their records end up having to be potentially made to leave the service. The first one is if they are an officer. If they are an officer, there are typically automatic provisions that are going to mean that once that bad paper is screened and seen by your higher level HRC or your personnel command, it's going to automatically trigger that officer to at least have to face the mail, or answer the mail or face the music about whether or not they can be made to stay or they have to be kicked out. The second way that we see people having to decide whether or not they get to stay in the military based off of a GOMOR is if the command also independently decides that because that GOMOR has been issued, because they believe that underlying misconduct occurred, they are going to initiate on their own that separation action or that board of inquiry or that show cause board if it also is an officer. And that certainly happens for enlisted folks as well. So can you stay in the military with a letter of reprimand? Potentially. In the Army, it's much harder. And you're going to at least have to be made to suffer through potentially another process if you've served for 6 years or longer. If you are somebody who has not served for 6 years or more, then it certainly is a lot easier for the command to try to put you out. Whether or not that happens automatically or whether or not that's something that they initiate on their own is another matter.